Alright, so now I'm going to put the handle on this one, and there's a few different ways of getting the handles on there. I used to hand pull them and twist them. Right now, I'm just using um, just my normal handle that I pull out of the extruder, and I'm going to get it wet, and it's kind of a neat little trick that I use to get coils. I'll use this one piece here for all of my little plates. And each one kind of has a little different effect. So I'll show you the first one. This will be just like the regular coil. So use my tool, my cutting tool again, right over here. So they don't need to be very long. I'm going to cut this little end off. That looked a little worse for wear there. And I'm going to cut this one not that long. This is about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches. See? And so I'm going to cut the sides off of this handle. Like I said, there's a lot of ways of doing it. I could hand pull these, I could extrude out some coils, but I have found that this is kind of a cool way to do it. So I'm going to cut the sides off, just like so, and that gives me the 2 coils for this one. And they're not completely round coils, they're kind of flat on one side, which I kind of like. I think it kind of adds to the character. So I'm going to smooth that out a little bit on each of these. Alright, then we prep my plates. So now these are going to stick on the inside and on the outside. So instead of trying to figure out exactly where this handle is going to touch down, I just kind of give a good slather across the side. So that should match up wherever this handle is going to hit. So I do it there, and I correspond on the outside, like so. And then I'm going to take these 2 little doodads, and I take flat side to flat side, and I set them together like that, and then I give them, like 2 or 3 twists, like so. Alright, so it's twisted. And then I'm going to do one on the outside and one on the inside and sandwich that together. And over here, I'm going to do the same thing and sandwich that together. So it gives kind of a cool effect. And the flatness in the handle, it's just another place for the glaze to kind of lay and give action. So now what I like to do is take the capillary effect of water and just dab it right there, and it kind of goes right into under the handle, and it's just one more little adhesion way to go. So I hit each one, make sure that a little bit of slip goes under the pieces, and I give them another good little squish, and then I take my sponge and I clean it up. So, like so. On red clay, I have to use my paintbrush to do all the cleaning because the sponge pulls moisture and smooth particles away from the piece, and you end up with a rough, gritty piece. I don't usually do luminaries in my brown clay or in my red clay unless it's a special request, because this is nice and smooth, got teeny tiny particles. I can run that blade right through there, and there's no giant pieces of grog that are going to make my cuts stumble. But, like I said, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So there is the twisted handle. So, here in a minute, well, I have the lobster ready to go. So let me set the lobster on there so that you can see him. So this is that first lobster that I cut. So just sits right like that. And there's the twisted handle. Pretty fun, huh? We twist it around like so you can see the twisted handle and the lobster. Ta-da! Nice. All right, so I'm going to cut, do a couple more, and then I'm going to show you this other handle. That's pretty neat. All right, so now I have the pieces that I need to do the other handle. So this is what's left from the inside of the handle that I cut the sides off of. So I have 2 of those. And again, I like to clean the edges up just a little bit. But this gives a really neat dynamic to the handles. I am always excited when I get a couple of these done. I used to be like, oh, I'm using my scrap. But now it's like, woohoo, I get to use my scrap. So that's alright, so I got those little doodads prepped. And you'll see the difference. It makes a really neat effect. So again, slather that slip on both sides. Get it nice and lubed up. And this one's a little stiffer, but it should be okay. Alright, and again, sandwich these guys together and twist them. And look at all that dynamic. Look at all that action in that handle from using those pieces with the lines in it. I really like it. I think it's just awesome. So again, one on the outside, one on the inside, and on the other side. So my whole impression here, like, look at that handle, isn't that awesome? Is, I try to envision in the old time carrying their little lamp up to the night to keep the dark away. So, and then the globes, obviously, to keep the wind from blowing your candle out. But, they've evolved into this sweet little product that I've been making for years now. Candle holders, I don't think will ever be out of fashion. We just continue to make more candles with awesome scents, and you gotta have a place to burn them. And the awesome thing about luminaries is you not only get to burn a candle, but you get these awesome shadows that show up on the wall from the light. So I'll finish cleaning this one up, but there's one, and here's the other handle, so you can see them together. They're kind of cool, a little different, and yet the same.